Back in 2022, Doors was everywhere. The game felt fresh, unique, and genuinely scary compared to most Roblox horror games. It wasn't just another copy-paste jumpscare fest. It had an actual atmosphere, a sense of mystery, and gameplay that rewarded skill. The monsters had mechanics, the levels were unpredictable, and every round felt like a new challenge. Naturally, it blew up. Everyone was playing it, speedrunning it, or watching YouTubers freak out over it. And for a while, Doors was the horror game on Roblox. But today, it's just not the same. The hype has faded, updates have slowed down, and a lot of players have moved on. So what went wrong? Let's break it down. Scary games on Roblox had always been kind of a hit or miss. Sure, there were games like The Mimic, but nothing had really dominated the platform. That changed when Doors dropped. It wasn't just scary, it was different. The game balanced horror and replayability better than anything before it. Instead of scripted events, you had to learn each entity worked and react in real time. Rush, ambush, seek, figure, each one had its own mechanics, and that made every encounter feel intense. The game also rewarded skill. At first, everyone was just running around in panic, but as players got better, they learned the patterns, figured out strategies, and started speedrunning the game. That made Doors way more engaging than just walking through a haunted house waiting for something to scream at you. And then there was the YouTube boost. Huge creators like Creecraft, Flamingo, and Think Noodles pushed Doors to insane levels of popularity. Suddenly, everyone wanted to see who could beat the game the fastest or survive the longest. That kept the hype alive for months, but nothing lasts forever. The biggest problem with Doors was the update schedule. When games blows up like this, people expect constant content, and at first, the devs delivered. The Hotel Plus update added new rooms, items, and entities, keeping things fresh. But after that, things slowed down. A lot. Floor 2 was teased, hyped up, and nothing. Months passed with barely any updates or real news. And in a game that relies on replayability, that's a huge problem. If players don't have new content, they're going to get bored fast. And on Roblox, there's always something new popping up to steal attention. The first few runs of Doors were intense because you never knew what was coming. But once you've played enough times, the randomness starts to feel not so random. The same rooms show up, the same monsters appear in the same situations, and suddenly, what was once terrifying just feels routine-like. That's the problem with horror games in general. Once you know the mechanics, the fear factor disappears. The challenge turns to just a flowing pattern, and that's not enough to keep players invested long-term. Roblox players don't stick with games forever. Trends shift, new games come out, and people eventually move on. Doors didn't have a competitive element or live events to keep people engaged. It was just the same experience over and over. And when other horror games started popping up, like The Intruder, people naturally started checking those out instead. At the same time, copycats flooded Roblox with cheap Doors clones, some of which even tried to add new floors before the actual devs did. If a fan-made game is giving players what they want faster than the original, that's a bad sign. Right now, Doors is still alive, but it's not thriving like it used to. Floor 2 is supposedly still in development, and if the devs manage to drop a game-changing update with new mechanics and fresh scares, there's a chance it can make a comeback. But the reality is, hype fades fast on Roblox. Once players move on, it's hard to pull them back, and if an update comes out too long, there might not even be enough interest left when it finally drops. Still, Doors left a massive impact on the horror genre. It set a new standard for Roblox horror games, and even if it never reaches its peak again, it's still one of the most well-made games on the platform. So that's the story of Doors. It went from being one of the most popular horror games in Roblox history to something people just don't talk about as much. Slow updates, predictable gameplay, and players moving on all played a role in its decline. Maybe it will make a comeback, maybe it won't, but either way, it definitely made its mark. If you like this video and want to see more deep dives like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.